I'm very behind on my watch list. I haven't even seen the piano lesson yet, and that thing has been out on Netflix since like November. But I did make it to the theater to see One of Them Days, and it is so good. I'm so happy with it. So One of Them Days is a comedy about two best friends who are also roommates. Dreux, played by Keke Palmer, and Alyssa, played by SZA. Dreux and Alyssa find out that Alyssa's boyfriend Keyshawn has blown their rent money, and rent is due. It is the first of the month, and so the landlord gives them a deadline, and they have to come up with the money, or else they're going to be evicted. And so they set off on this adventure to get the money back, come up with the money, or else they're going to be out on their asses. Keyshawn is played by TikTok's own Joshua Neal. It was very nice. Like I saw him in the commercial for this, but it was really nice to see him, TikTok's own, to see how far he's come. He's on the big screen now. Super, super proud of him. I love the movie. It is good. It is hilarious. The story is good. It's easy to connect with the two characters. I went in cautious and worried because of SZA, her debut performance. I was like, oh Lord, an acting singer. Here we go. But she held her own. She held her own against Keke Palmer. Her and Keke have great chemistry. So, they're racing against time. And so I love, if you know, you know, I love how time was used in the movie. It's written by Sarita Singleton. I hope that's how you say her name. And directed by Lawrence Lamont, and it's produced by Issa Rae. Issa Rae is one of the many producers. I love the way they dressed in this movie. I love their makeup, their jewelry. I love the cinematography, the editing, the way it was shot. I loved everything about it. At a certain point, I think early on in the movie, I was like, Issa loves LA. Like, her love for LA really was like telegraphed in this movie, and with the way the story was told and through these characters and just the culture and community that they showed in their neighborhood and Dreux and Alyssa's neighborhood. The soundtrack is also really fun. I give the movie a 5 out of 5. They did what they came to do. I think it's really great. Apparently, there are comparisons to Friday, like it's the female Friday. I don't have anything to say about that because I have not seen Friday. But I do think the movie has one weak spot. And this is where the spoiler warning comes in. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen the movie, save this and come back after you have and see if you agree with me. But, save, scroll away, get out, get out, get out. The one weak spot the movie has is during the fight. Alyssa did not have a point. I was like, girl, literally, so, to recap, her point against Dreux was that she's always she's always having to remind Dreux that she's that bitch. Dreux makes all these plans, but essentially, like, her confidence is not where it needs to be. She's always having to remind her. And I'm like, it's the least you can do. Literally, someone a few people in the theater were like, what? Because really, what? What are you talking about? It's the least you can do considering Dreux is carrying you. I feel like that part was weak. Where Dreux got her with the stuff she said. But Alyssa didn't get Dreux. But I feel like the movie like legitimized her point because when she said what she said, Dreux was like kind of quiet, as if like she got told about herself. And no, she did not. They did not give Dreux faults, which is fine considering the movie, the plot, and the dynamic. I think Drew's only fault, as shown in the movie, is that she enables Alyssa way too much. Like, she's cool with being the one making the money to carry them. That's her only fault. And so no. So I feel like if you for the fight, they needed to do more with Dreux to give Alyssa a leg to stand on because she did not have a leg to stand on. But that's the only weak spot for the movie. It doesn't take away from from the movie itself. I still give it a 5 out of 5. Great comedy. If you have seen One of Them Days, let me know what you think.